One of the most devastating fires in California's history, the Carr Fire, started 7 years ago today out by Carr Powerhouse Road along Highway 299 in Whiskeytown. The Northstate's News' Tyler Van Dyke spoke with several survivors of that tragic blaze today and joins us now with what they remember about it and how the community is moving forward. Tyler?
Glenn, I spoke with Keel Court resident and survivor Debbie Pastega about her experiences with the devastating blaze and what the recovery process has been like.
Of course, we were watching it when it first started. You could see all the smoke out there, out by Whiskeytown.
Debbie Pastega and many other Redding residents had no idea the devastation and chaos that would ensue in the following days, as the blaze turned into one of the most devastating fires in the state's history.
We've had so many wildfires around here before. I don't think anybody ever thought that fire would come into the city limits.
In the early morning hours of Thursday, July 23rd, 2018, Pastega and her husband began emptying out their gun safe in case they had to evacuate.
And I remember I walked out the front door, I stood in the driveway, and that whole hillside over there to the west, you could see it was just burning, it was glowing.
Preparing for the worst, she decided to pack up all their stuff into their truck, take their boat and other valuables over to our friend's house across town, hoping to return soon.
Fortunately, I had the dogs with me, and my husband called and said, "Don't come back." Over here, he could see helicopters and the power just went out at our house. So he took my car, it was loaded, and got out of here.
They went to stay at their friend's house where Pastega couldn't sleep, staying up watching the news that night and throughout the next day, not knowing that that was the last time they would see their house.
I was watching it on Facebook, and they came into our neighborhood, and that house over there was still on fire. And they started down our driveway and said it's gone. So I knew it.
They eventually were given an escort to grab some other stuff after it was all said and done, and she described the scene of seeing the rubble and ash of where their home once stood.
It was like the apocalypse. And the minute we saw our house, it was really tough.
Ironically, they had a rug for their trailer that said "just another day in paradise," and they decided to take a photo holding it.
Another day in paradise in front of our crashed down house. But it was horrible, it was sad. But what are you going to do? It's gone. You have to go forward. As tough as it was, you have to move forward.
The Pastegas decided to rebuild their house, but the emotional damage from losing their old house is still fresh today, all these years later.
Cried every time I came up that hill. Still tear up a little bit today, but we're home. We have our lives.
That was part one of remembering and recovering from the Carr Fire. I will have part two with another survivor who also fought the fire as well tomorrow night. Tyler Van Dyke, the North States News.